Jarrett Stidham will be the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos in their playoff game on January 25th, 2026, a moment that few expected and one that underscores how quickly the postseason can change everything. The shift came after Broncos quarterback Bo Nix suffered a broken ankle in Denver's previous playoff game. Jarrett Stidham's path to this moment was never straight, never guaranteed, and never built on hype. It was built on patience, adjustment, and a quiet understanding of how the NFL really works for most quarterbacks. Long before he was asked to start a playoff game, Stidham was a highly regarded recruit. Coming out of high school, he was viewed as one of the top quarterback prospects in the country. He committed to Baylor, stepping into a program that expected him to be its future. Early on, the talent was obvious: strong arm, good mechanics, poise beyond his age, but college football can change quickly. After transferring from Baylor, Stidham landed at Auburn, where his career took on a different shape. In the SEC, every week was pressure, defensive speed was faster, windows were tighter, expectations were relentless. Stidham showed flashes of high level quarterback play, but he also learned something more valuable than statistics. He learned how to survive instability. Coaching changes, scheme shifts, injuries around him. The Auburn years weren't about dominance, they were about adaptation, about learning how to operate when everything isn't perfectly aligned. That experience would quietly prepare him for the NFL more than any record breaking season ever could. When Stidham entered the NFL, he was drafted by the New England Patriots, an organization known less for developing stars and more for demanding reliability. In that environment, quarterbacks are judged not by potential, but by execution. Stidham's role there was not glamorous. He was a backup, a developmental piece, a quarterback expected to absorb information at a relentless pace. He learned how to prepare without knowing if he would ever play. He studied defenses, ran scout team reps, watched how game plans were built, and adjusted week to week. That kind of education doesn't show up on stat sheets, but it changes how a quarterback thinks. From New England, Stidham's career followed a path that is far more common than most fans realize. He moved between teams. He served as a backup. He learned new systems. He adapted to different coaching voices. He accepted the reality that opportunities come rarely, and when they do, they come without warning. Backup quarterbacks don't get rhythm, they get responsibility. Every week, Stidham prepared as if he might play, knowing that most weeks he wouldn't. That mindset requires discipline, it requires humility, and it requires belief without external validation. When he arrived in Denver, Stidham wasn't brought in to be the future. He was brought in to be ready, to understand the system, to support the starter, to hold the room steady, and that's exactly what he did. While Bo Nix emerged as the face of the offense and guided the Broncos into the postseason, Stidham stayed in the background doing the same work he had done his entire career: studying, preparing, staying sharp without reps. That preparation is invisible until it isn't. When Nix broke his ankle in the previous playoff game, the transition was immediate. No time for development, no gradual adjustment. The Broncos needed someone who could step in and run the offense without panic. That's where Stidham's background matters. He has seen complex defenses. He has operated in rigid systems. He has been coached by staffs that demand precision. He understands how quickly games can swing and how costly mistakes become in January. This moment didn't arrive because he was the most celebrated quarterback in the room. It arrived because he was the most prepared for chaos. There is also something symbolic about the opponent. Facing the New England Patriots in his first postseason start brings Stidham full circle. This is the organization where he learned what it meant to prepare without promise, where he learned that quarterbacks are trusted only when they prove they can handle pressure quietly. That experience matters now. Stidham is not being asked to be a savior. He's being asked to be steady, to protect the football, to manage situations, to make the throw that's there and avoid the one that isn't. Those are the traits that define long NFL careers, even if they never make headlines. This moment is not about proving critics wrong. It's about validating years of unseen work, about showing that preparation has value even when opportunity is delayed. Every quarterback dreams of moments like this. Very few arrive by accident. Jarrett Stidham's journey to a playoff start is a reminder of how the league actually functions. Talent matters, but readiness matters more. Careers are shaped not just by starts, but by how players prepare for games they may never play. On January 25th, Stidham won't be defined by what he hasn't done before. He'll be defined by how he handles the moment he's waited years for. This isn't a sudden rise. It's the result of a long apprenticeship finally meeting opportunity, when the margin for error is smallest and the spotlight is brightest. And for Jarrett Stidham, everything that came before this moment was preparation for exactly this.